On today's show, we're going to be reviewing the incredible Joker Orochi version B from XM Studios. That's up next. Hello Dark Knights, it's Chris the Batman statue collector, and welcome back once again to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles. And look at what we have in front of you. This was a piece that I never ever thought would be in the Batcave, and here it is. It is insanely awesome. It is massive, and this is all thanks to a fellow collector out there. I want to give a major shout out to Joe LaTorre, who sent me this. This is his statue, and he wanted me to review it. He didn't even get it in hand. Like, he didn't even have it opened. He just had it sent to me, and then I'm going to, of course, send it back to him. But I have to give him a major shout out again for letting me review this for the channel. And I do want to thank everybody that tuned in for our live unboxing. I will put the link up here above if you did miss it and want to check it out. This is awesome. I mean, this is just so awesome. And again, thank you, Joe, so very much for letting us do this. This piece is insane. Now, what we're looking at here is the version B, which means it has multiple head swap outs, it has multiple weapon swap outs, arm swap outs, and much, much more. This piece is insane. Now, like I said, this is the second 1/4 scale piece that I have done from XM Studio on the channel. We did the penguin piece, which was insane, and that base was massive, but it was one of the coolest pieces I've ever seen in person. This one is right up there with it. It is really, really well done. The colors are just absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to show you all of the different swap outs, all of the different close-ups, and I just want to share my thoughts and feelings on this piece because I think that you are going to be very impressed with what you are going to see. There's so many hidden details that you just don't see in photos. They just don't always capture it. And so I'm hoping that I'm able to do that in video form today, and I hope you enjoy this. But before we get to the close-ups, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, click that notification bell, make sure you choose all, that way you don't miss any of this content. And so let's check out all of this amazing footage right now. Alright guys, so I just want to start off by saying, I mean, just look at this thing. It's just so freaking awesome how great this thing is. It's just so well done, so well executed. Again, what we're looking at here is the version B. There is an A version, and that's basically what you're getting here with an additional head swap out, which I will show you. The B version, which we're actually seeing here, has a third head sculpt and multiple arm swap outs and weapons. So I will, of course, show you all of those things. But let's go ahead and start with some of the base detail here. One thing I want you to really pick up on here is all of these incredible column snakes, column dragons. You know, I feel like they're very much kind of a combination of the two, but they're just very, very well done. There's these heads everywhere. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think 6 or 7 on this base alone. But they're all this really great gray. You see the gray color, but then you also see that brown effect. It is just incredibly well done. And it's subtle to the naked eye. It picks up a little bit better on camera, but you can really see the texturing, and you can really see again those bits of brown, kind of almost a purplish brown, which again ties in very well with the red on the base, and then of course the Joker himself. It's just very, very well done. It's all on this kind of this rock work type base. As you can see, it has some green elements, kind of looks a little bit mossy. Which again ties into the green of the Joker. It's just the color concept here is very, very subtle, but very, very well done. You also have all of this old rotted wood. I think that looks just kind of okay to me. You know, it maybe could have been done a little bit better, but I think it looks good. And then of course you have these little elements of the ancient roof lines here as well. I believe this is, you know, feudal Japan, which is just absolutely incredible. You can see this kind of this mossy shine to it. Which is cool. You do have a bit of a seam line here on the back, but again, you're not really going to be looking at the back much. So it's not even a little bit of a deal to me. But again, this kind of this smoothed over rock work. It almost kind of looks watery, but it's well done. But again, the snake dragons here, I mean, just look at that. It's got all these tails on the end, all these spikes. So just detail in the back that you're never ever going to see, but I mean, just look at that. It just looks really cool. There's a lot going on here. This is like a king cobra. Really cool. I love the way it's kind of wrapped around this base. I love the movement of the swirl, like he's wrapped around this big giant stump here, and it's just really cool. Again, that nice gray and brownish element looks really good. I love the top of this roof line here. It's really cool. It's got those nice gold elements, as you can see. It's also got all the cracks. The wood looks very realistic. It looks like it's rotted, sticking up out of the top. I think that's a really cool element. Again, you see the tails from the, I guess you can call them serpents. Maybe serpents is a better term here. And then, of course, again, you have more and more. They're everywhere. Kind of spin it around so you can see his eyes, like a copperhead. Just really cool. Lots of different looks here, but I think that's my favorite one with the fangs coming out. Looks really cool. And again, just, it's all taking over this roof line. It's just a massive base, really massive. Let's start looking at the actual figure itself here. Here you can see it's got the thongs here, which look really good with the socks. I don't know if the camera is going to pick it up really well, but you can really see really great texture there. You also have kind of the bottom of his pants, which looks torn and tattered, which I love. And then you also have this kind of the shin guard armor with this great skull on top. Look at that. Let me see if I can spin it for you guys. There we go. Isn't that cool? Then, of course, it's on the other one. His back leg is a little bit further back. Let me switch hands here. I really want you guys, I'm hoping the camera will pick it up, but look at the detail on the pants here. It's just beautiful, and it's so subtle. You have to really look for it, but I mean, the level of thought and detail that went into this piece is really amazing. I just love that. There's something as simple as some pants detail. That's really well done. I mean, really nice. And again, it's kind of tucked under there, so you don't really notice it at first, but really cool. All right, so as we go up, you're going to see these beautiful patterns of gold and green and purple. Looks really nice. I'm not exactly sure what this particular thing is called, whether it's a coat, but look at the texturing on it. You can see the weathering underneath the armpit on the bottom, so exactly where you would really have weathering is exactly where you would see that. I'll spin it around here and show you the cape. The cape, and again, I don't know if this is like a general or something. I'm not exactly sure why he would have a cape on, but you can see it's torn and tattered. It also has that theme of weathering at the bottom, like it's been dragged in the dirt and mud. So I think that looks really good. I think the texturing here is also really well done. Like I said, it's just it is fully sculpted. There is no fabric elements here, but I think it looks good. And I think again, purple and red look really good together. So it does stand out. It doesn't, red is definitely not a traditional Joker color other than his mouth. But anyway, okay, so I did want to point out a couple of things. His coat. Look at the detail inside his coat. Look at that. That is gorgeous. You can also see depth. You can actually see through. Look at that. You can see through it. That's all one piece, though. Like, I didn't have to put that together. It's just incredible. You have the wraparound bands here. Again, that pattern was really beautiful. Gold. Look at his chest. Look at that. He's got the tattoos. It's just really neat. Flesh looks good. One thing I wanted to point out is this right here, and I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but this is barely in there. Like, there is nothing holding this in except for gravity. There's no magnet as far as I can tell. I don't know if it's supposed to have one in there, but it falls out incredibly easy. So that's just something, if you're getting this piece, be very mindful. This is a plastic piece. At least I think it's plastic. It feels plasticky. But just be real careful with that. It just does not want to stay in very, very well. It's in there, but it just doesn't want to stay in there well. All right, so let's move up into the arms. Now, this is just one weapon here. This is him. I'm assuming it's a sort of a katana blade. And as you can see, Joker is licking it. This one, he is licking the blade. Incredible head sculpt. The teeth are just mind-blowingly good. Like, really, they're wet. is just really cool. The helmet looks really great as well. And then let me come back down here and get the hand too. The hand is really well done. As you can see, it's beautifully painted. It's got the nice armor with the maroon, which again ties in with the base, the purple, the green, and of course that armor continues down here below in the rest of his costume. Just really cool, right? There's that awesome snake head right there. It's got his hand on it, which I love. So again, I mean, just look at this thing. It is so crazy. Again, the colors here continue on the back. You notice the hair flowing. Now, again, this is not your traditional Joker with the really super long hair. And it does kind of flare out, as you can see. But I think the hair is sculpted well. I think everything about this statue is sculpted very nicely. Maybe this could have been a little bit better with the tree elements. I think that, it looks kind of like petrified. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be. Kind of zoom back here again so you guys can see all the shading, all the coloring here on this particular look. So again, this is basically the regular pose that we're looking at. This is my favorite. I really like this look. I think Joker looks phenomenal. That head sculpt is just insane. Again, look at the detail on the helmet. Like, it's just incredibly sculpted. The talent, guys, here, the talent is just unbelievable. Unbelievable talent. So this is just one swap out. I am going to go ahead and swap out another head sculpt, but leave this blade in because I think it does look good with it. And again, let me just kind of give you the whole effect here again of potential version A. What you get with just A, you get this sword, and you also get this next head sculpt. So let me go ahead and swap it out right now. All right, so next up is this, I guess you could say maybe a more traditional looking Joker. It looks very, very good. It's got the long hair as well. The teeth, again, the teeth are wet, shiny, and just look amazing. Now, I went ahead and kept this sword because I think it looks really good with that sword. I haven't seen very many photographs of him like that. Usually with this particular head, the sword is down, but I think it just looks incredibly threatening, very menacing, and I just think it's very, very well done. Now, this is my second favorite head sculpt for sure. I kind of go back and forth. I really like this. I think probably because it's a little bit more traditional, and I'm a little bit more traditional in terms of loving the Joker. But, I mean, the head sculpt is incredible. So let me kind of zoom back just so you can, again, kind of can see kind of what he looks like there with that particular head sculpt. But, again, it's just really cool. Really, really cool. Okay, I'm going to leave that head sculpt in, and I'll show you some of the weapon swap outs and the other arm swap out as well. Okay, so the next look is his arm down. So, again, it does give a different look. Same great details, same great armor, as you can see. I mean, look at the little detail right there on the shoulder there. Just really great. But again, beautiful colors. Now this one is crazy. It is just covered with Jason Todd blood, I think is basically what that is. I don't know if crowbars were around at this time period, but this is simply a fan service nod. Incredibly chunky, congealed, really wet looking blood. It is really good and really well done. And again, let me just kind of zoom back here a little bit. So again, you can kind of see what the full effect, but it's just really cool, right? It's really cool. So that is one option right there, okay? Let me show you the next option for weapons. And this one is going to be, I think it's some sort of axe, but I'll let you decide. All right, so here he is with this axe. And again, I think the axe looks really good. This is not metal as far as I can tell. It doesn't feel like metal. It also, you can put it around his arm, this little bag. And I'm not exactly sure what this is. It's almost kind of like a little ghost. I'm sure it does have some significance, but it's been Jokerized. And again, I think that's really cool. It's another great look. Again, it's not my favorite look, but it does look good with that particular head. I've got one more weapon, And let me go ahead and swap out to the next head also, so you guys can get an idea of what that looks like. But again, I really like this one. It's just so cool, right? It's just really awesome. Okay, so here is the third and final head. This is definitely your traditional samurai look. I think it's awesome. It doesn't scream Joker to me, but I do love the way this looks. Like if this was on any other statue, I think I would love it. It's got the nice gold elements. You see the gold teeth. It is a little whimsical there on his chin. You know, I can see where it's Joker. You know, it still has that big giant grin. And it's very devilish, you know, it's very devilish, which looks really great. And then if we spin it, let me spin him around here so you can see the backside. So he's got his hair, it still has his long hair, but it's all tied up. It's also got the rope, which I think it looks really great. You attach this piece right there onto it. But I think it looks great. And again, this is very much traditional looking to me. Again, this is very samurai-like to me. But again, it's just not as jokery to me. But I think it does look good. Again, that's kind of what you get there. I did add the giant sword here, and as far as I know, this is real metal. It feels like it's metal, but I mean, look, it's going to definitely add to the depth of this piece. It sticks back there a long ways, but it looks good, right? I mean, it's got that great katana. At least I think it's a katana blade, but katana. Oh, look underneath his armpit. Can you guys see the tattoo underneath there too? Looks good. I don't know if I highlighted like these gold elements here look really good. He's got this piece of fabric. Again, it's fully sculpted. A little bit of red. I didn't highlight that either, but the red and the purple again look really great together and does tie in the mouth, and it definitely ties in the roof. I mean, there's just the way this was conceived color-wise, I'm really impressed. It just all really ties in really well together. So this is my least favorite of the three, but I do think it's still amazing. I think it's worthy. Again, this is the head sculpt you get with the option B. Those other swap outs, which I showed you of the swords and things, that's all option B as well. I think the regular runs $1,200. I'm not exactly sure what option B runs. Obviously, probably more than that. But $1,200 for something this big. It's a big piece, guys. I see the value. It might be a little overpriced, but I see the value here. There's a lot of artistry going on here. I think it's a really neat piece. Massive, massive base. But it's a beautiful piece, guys. It's really beautiful. I am impressed. The more XM pieces I get, when they start doing these 1/4 scale pieces in the regular comic line, I'm going to be in trouble. Because I've seen what they're putting out, and I'm very impressed with it. I never got involved in the samurai line. I wish I had started, but again, I just don't know if I had the room for them. So in a way, I'm kind of glad I didn't. But I'm really, really happy. I'm so happy. Joe, thank you for letting us see this, because this is a piece of art, and I'm just really, really glad to be able to see it. I know you guys want some measurements. Let's go ahead and cue that up next. And then I'll wrap it up and give you my final thoughts on this piece. But it's just so cool. All right, guys, so let's do a little rough measuring here for you guys and see kind of about how tall this guy is going to be. I am looking at, from the very bottom of the base to the top of his helmet, this little spike here, I'm looking at 25 inches. So 25 inches tall. Width-wise, this is going to be pretty wide. I'm looking at approximately 22, 23 inches, about closer to 22 on the width. The depth is going to depend on if you have that sword. If that sword is back there, it is going to be a little bit deeper. But again, these are just approximate, guys. I'm looking at close to 19 inches on the depth. You have to watch out because they have that roof line right there. It does go back a little bit. So pretty sizable piece here, but again, it's just absolutely incredible. Guys, so there you have it. This is absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, this particular look that I have posed is my favorite. I absolutely love the knife with the licking of it. It's just insane how great it is. I really thought I would like the long hair version better, the more modern take, and I really do. That was kind of my favorite going into this review, but after seeing it in hand, I really like this one a lot. Like, it is so crazy good. And I tip my hat to XM Studios. Being able to have these in person. Now, I really wanted to collect these, but I just didn't have the space. If I did, it would be no question that I would want these in my collection because I really appreciate different versions of the characters. I have movie Jokers, I have Arkham Jokers, I have comic book Jokers, and this is the Samurai Joker. And I just think that XM did a really, really good job with this. Overall, the concept is very good. I really liked their original concept. They decided to scrap that concept. I really liked that one as well. But this is a great alternative. It is a massive piece. It really is. And it is going to look great with your Bane and your Deathstroke and your Batman and your new Harley Quinn that's coming out real soon. All of these are going to look phenomenal together. And I just tip my hat because I love lines. I love, having all these different characters, being able to see them all together in one big row or one big display. It is just really, really cool. And again, I want to give a major shout out to Joe for providing this to us to see. It's just so incredibly cool to be able to see these pieces in person, especially when you don't ever think you're going to. And I'm just blown away by what I'm seeing here. It is really great. Again, it's massive. I love the paint applications. I think everything looks very crisp and very, very clean in my opinion. If I'm going to rate this out of a score of 10, I am going to give this a 9.5 out of 10. I really think I'm just blown away by it. I think it's very well executed. The colors pop and everything looks really, really great together. I'm really impressed, guys. I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing here. The only nitpick was that, again, that piece right there, it doesn't stay in. I wish it had a magnet or something. That was my only nitpick, but other than that, I think it's very good. The texturing on this is fantastic. The base, I'm just sold. I am really sold. I wish I had more room for these because this would be one that I would definitely want in my collection, and maybe someday it will be. Maybe someday if I have more space, I'm going to try to go back and collect these samurai pieces because I think they're absolutely fantastic. Joe has said that he wants to do this more often. He wants to send me some photos or some statues for us to review here, send back to him. So I accepted that. That's awesome. He wants to send me the Harley Quinn, so we're going to review her on the channel as well. Maybe do a double live unboxing with Dan Default, which would be amazing. But how great is this piece? I want to know your thoughts, though. I want to know your thoughts and opinions. What do you guys think of this one? Do you already own it? I know a lot of you out there already do, but I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. What do you guys think of this one? And if you haven't decided, but you've decided now because of this review, let me know as well. I love to hear that. That's just awesome. So anyway, thank you guys so very much for tuning in. This was a pleasure of a lifetime. Again, thanks, Joe. I'm going to keep thanking Joe because, again, this was incredible that he did this. But I'm so glad to see this in person, and it's just a really, really cool statue. And again, Joker's my favorite character, so you can't go wrong no matter what version he is. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please like the video. Please consider hitting the join button down below, all of that good stuff. Just thank you for taking time out of your day to check out this video. I'll see you next time right here in the Batcave. Bye, everybody. Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these two awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.